What if we don't change anything and see if it works?
Hey man, Lunch and Freddy's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel room. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse.
This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Pumpkin Hill Radio. Mm-hmm. If we're even allowed to talk about it anymore. The system's tried to shut us
break
down.
us down.
The system's tried to shut us down 3 times.
You can
today.
hear us. They're stealing our topics. One.
Yeah.
I
there
see
was
everyone.
a duplicate podcast made.
We got a copy. Yeah, Clone Wars.
We're not even doing an intro today because we already tried too many times, and it might be cursed. to
System
even do it.
overload.
Yeah.
Everything's overloaded in the system because they're trying to copy us.
And welcome to Pumpkin Hill Radio. We are live on video, and not live, but we are on video. Dawson waved to the camera.
We're out here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Wormwood. I got my co-host Dawson Trailer with me. We are Pumpkin Hill Radio. Every week we dig into the most strange, the most horrific, the most out there, wacky, weird, metaphysical, high strangeness ideas that we can stand to get in us.
I'm sitting too.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even stand it.
We can't stand it.
I can't.
We are on video. This is a trying time for us. Sorry, this is an extremely disheveled way to intro things, but we've been trying for a little while, and we still don't know if it's gonna work. So bear with us.
Yeah, I'm just expecting it to overload any minute now, but we're going for it.
On that
we gotta
note,
just go quick.
Rate us 5 stars.
Yeah,
and tell your
Go
friends
fast.
about us. All right.
Tell your mom about me.
Well, that's on a separate note. You can tell your mother about Dawson if you'd like to. So, just right off the bat, before we dig into anything even fun, all right, I want to say that we have chapters in the description of the podcast, so if you want to skip this, you can to get to the meat, because we have some cool Halloween stuff later, Dawson, and some weird Enfield Horror stuff. But, just some housekeeping up top, there's been some developments that we need to cover here. There was a duplicate Pumpkin Hill Radio podcast.
That's not us.
On Spotify.
It was us, but it was like just not.
It was a separate RSS feed. I don't know what happened. The Spotify support could not explain it. I don't think it was really our bad. I don't know. I don't really think we were being like somebody was copying into something. But it was just. But I will say at least 10 people followed that podcast, and people left ratings. Some people left ratings on that one too. And so if you are listening right now, go ahead and open your app. Make sure that you have already followed. I'm sure you already have, but we usually don't ask for that, but people have been. I realized.
Just double check.
I got the numbers on it.
There's 10 poor souls I don't want left behind.
It's like we don't. Yeah, it's no soul left behind here. No plasmic soul left behind here. So you 10, we're gonna find you. We're gonna lasso you in.
Yeah.
You know. So just again, there is only one now. The one true remains.
Yeah.
But there was a culling, and they could not
only
merge.
The true remains.
They could not merge it. You know, it was it was just a slice off. So we got beheaded a little bit. Like a Hydra, we will grow back twice as strong, but it's gonna take a second. What else? What else is fucking weird this week, Doss?
Weird?
Okay. Well, I guess that might be all the housekeeping. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is. I think I don't know this week.
But yeah, okay. Again, welcome to Pumpkin Hill
week?
Radio. Welcome everybody to the Cult of the Star Mother. We're doing the intro now, basically. Well, I guess we already did the intro. Everybody just keep on listening. This is going to be a 5-star show.
We're hanging out. We're hanging out. All right. We're getting it through. We're getting it in.
So I did mention a little earlier, we're going to get into some cool Halloween stuff, kind of the origins of it, and almost just, we use the term thinning of the veil a lot recently. We have used it a lot.
I hear it a lot. I hear it all the time.
And I'm just going to break down, like, what that actually, I know it's a goofy thing to say, like, what is that? I mean, you can understand what it is, but we're going to try to dig a little deeper into that, and, like, what you can do with that information, and, like, kind of the, even, like, ritual magic we can all get some spells going in this time of year. Because, Dawson, this is week 3 of our 5 weeks in October. At least podcast wise, we got 5 episodes here. Really exciting, you know. Couldn't be better for us there. But with that being said, it's a lot of pressure. We got to keep the hot. So we got some spooky stuff here. We're gonna have spookier stuff. Not spookier. We're gonna have even more Halloween related and adjacent stuff the next few episodes before we get back to our more normal, just like way out there high strange stuff. Before the Halloween stuff, though, I do have some stuff about Southern Illinois. Are you interested?
Yeah.
This is
yeah, who would have thought?
yeah, the Enfield
Maybe
monster.
the scariest part of the world.
Yeah, we'll dig into why that is because there was a specific cryptid, a niche cryptid called the Enfield Horror rather, that was there. And then looking at those reports, I found about 500 hairy red-eyed creature reports and UFO reports, and there's like government bases. It's a whole thing. We're gonna get into it. I don't want to spoil it.
Caves.
Again, check the chapters if you want to jump right there. Because right now, just like every week, Dawson, we talk about horror this week, which can be pretty out there or just whatever we think of it. But Dawson,
Think about it this week, dude. Did you see the Aurora Borealis?
I didn't, but I heard a lot about it, and I wish
Dude,
I
I saw it. I was in Inglewood. I was right around the neighborhood here.
Man,
I could see it. It was very faint, but like
that's so cool.
it was like dark red.
Dude, I can hear it in your voice. You know what else happened this week?
Dude,
Everyone
got sick, dude.
Everybody got sick, but more importantly, just us got sick.
I'm really trying not to like let it come up on
Yeah,
the mic.
if you
But
hear
holy
that-
shit, it's there.
We're normally not just sounding gross, but we did have to postpone recording a few different times, and this is the
Yeah.
last possible moment. If you're listening to this on Monday,
We recorded
the
this 12
15th,
hours ago.
Yeah, we recorded this. Oh, and that's the cat getting into them. And now, on video, you can see it.
See all the chaos out here.
Get in here, buddy.
We got a cat with a lot of just freak energy
He's
coming in.
Vlad. This is Vladimir. He's a boy. He's the boy.
And the boy
Anyway,
got like freak energy out here.
sorry, audio listeners, you're gonna have to
But
go to the YouTube for that one.
the auroras, dude, the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Or whatever, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever that was. 'Cause I don't know. It was like a dark red. You could like tell it looked like a cloud, but just like was a little different.
Dude, the sky's been just the sky in general has been beautiful lately. I've been just keeping an extra
Oh,
close eye
very
on the
fall.
moon. Ever since that eclipse tricked me into thinking like the moon got taken a little bite out of it, I've been really keeping an eye on Luna. And it's doing well. Yeah. And
There's a comet out right now too.
There is.
If you look towards the mountains, it's like you can kind of see it. I guess around like probably around this time, around like dusk.
Are you talking about like that mini moon, or are you talking about a different thing?
There's like a comet you can see. The mini moon you can't really see.
Yeah,
That's more of like an asteroid.
That was all hype.
That's like a fake asteroid.
Fake asteroid.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So and honestly, yeah, we haven't recorded in a little while because the last episode on our feed is the Kava Bar investigation, Dawson.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never
yeah.
really got to talk about. We've gotten to talk about this with so many people now and kind of get into it with the folks at the Kava Bar and just locally in the Englewood, Denver area, which has been really nice.
yeah.
But Dawson, we've only said so much to each other about it.
Yeah, man.
And we'll do more of a breakdown. I'll try to get that video's coming at some point, folks. Stay tuned. We're still figuring out how to do any of this. But
Yeah, self-learning here.
But the some main points to take away from that investigation that we didn't get to talk about were just well, I guess the one thing, and that's I'll try to post pictures of it or something I've showed people, but it's those trail cams. Yeah, the trail cams. We had, if you listen, then you know the setup. We had a bunch of trail cams in the basement, 2 of them, and they would go off with night vision on like a 0.01 reaction time if anything went in front of them, and we had one go off around like 3:30 when we weren't down there, and it's just a weird blurry cloud kind of in front of the camera, which doesn't sound like much, but it is something because it wasn't just dust, because there was so much dust there the entire time the camera would have constantly gone off.
You can like see. There's like pictures we have where you see the dust.
So it's just like a weird like kind of like fuzzy cloud.
Because the dust you can like see like the dust particles basically.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
And
just...
like because you can see like the infrared like bouncing off of it. This was like a cloud or like smoke.
And then like a couple days later after that, somebody close to Ryan said, the owner of the Kava Bar said that when Ryan like first went up there, the first thing he saw was like a dark cloud, basically. Yeah. That's kind of like what it's been described as, apparently. So I think we saw that or whatever.
Captured
also,
something.
When we gave like an offering down there, we did like retreat most of it after we hopefully the energy was kind of taken from it. But we left a single blueberry down there. And Dawson, I know you had to go downstairs there.
I just take a plumber down there and blueberry's just there. But it was maybe over a week then since we were down there.
Perfectly preserved.
Didn't look like it looked like it was just like fresh.
Yeah.
Still.
I'm surprised like no critter
fresh
got
as
it.
that day.
Yeah, I mean
like,
it's just like cold and probably dry down there. I understand why it's not, but like on the same level, it is ghostly. There's a berry update. Is that anything else on the berry update? That's just
the blueberry is suspiciously fresh.
Yeah.
Because I don't think even if you had it in your fridge, it'd look that fresh.
No, it wouldn't.
It looked untouched. I don't know. Hey,
It's
I
just
don't
something
know.
to think about.
Maybe the dust preserves it.
Yeah, but we also just got and then more on that. We got really sick afterwards, which definitely was just a coincidence because everybody got really sick.
Everyone
all the
was
time.
sick.
But it's like staying up all night and breathing in that dust and all night probably didn't help us. And then
Especially like it was just a respiratory thing.
And then my
Definitely
house.
didn't help.
I don't know what it looks like back in the camera here. Maybe it looks dirty. It's really not messy, and I try to keep the house really clean, especially not like gross. And we live on the second floor. And the day after we came back from the investigation, I had like a crazy fly infestation.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's the word. It sounds gross even to say like that. There was like literally 30 flies like just all buzzing around in the middle of just in the middle of the house.
Weird.
It's like we don't have any. We don't like even. I don't know. The garbage was empty. There was nothing in the fridge. We're on the second floor. We don't usually have the door open. I don't know. It was just bizarre. We have cats. I do the cat litter all the time. It's not like there was fucking. I don't know. There's not like.
But still have to like get in somehow.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was curse. I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't think so.
Possibly.
I had to hang out fucking fly strips in my house. Though it was bizarre. Maya was like, "What is this?"
The fuck.
It's like.
They didn't have it all summer.
I think she said something about like, are these the streamers we're putting up for Halloween or something?
Yeah.
Like they kind of that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's
She's
nice.
funny.
That's good.
So that's kind of the update on that, and then we do have to go put these memory cards back in the things because we're trying to keep those down there for like months at this point.
Yeah, we're gonna want to do that before I go to Greece because I'm gonna want to get some updates.
Yeah, and I don't want to go down there alone.
Yeah.
R.I.P. that plumber, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was down there the whole time. He just wanted to check, make sure it wasn't like just sewage draining into the basement.
Yeah, yikes. Anything else horror this week, Dawes? I got a whole bunch of shit, but I mean,
not really.
Yeah, we've just been sick. I've almost been like, I've been in that
pretty
like,
much just like
Robitussin, like
the last week was.
brain,
I don't remember
just
much.
Like yeah, exactly, just a fog. Well, also this last week though, I did a bunch of shit. I went and saw Terrifier 3 on opening night with a full crowd, first showing.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen that yet, I think a lot of people are saying it's great. I'm also saying it's great.
People like that.
It's
I can't watch those ones though.
Yeah. Oh, it's the gore is just it's beyond like it's not even it was. I was almost offended at the audience because everybody was just laughing so much, and I was like, I understand it's very like funny because of the level of it, but it's like I want to sit and enjoy this movie, and y'all are just like laughing at it, and it's almost like, and it does become just like a black comedy basically. It's like very dark, like it's like so over the top. It's just so over the top. And Art, the clown's personality of like kind of being like, and he's like doing a little horn at him. It's like I don't know. I really liked it. It definitely reminded me of how a little bit how like in Nightmare on Elm Street how Freddy becomes this like after like 3 or 4 movies Freddy's like a really kind of goof,
just kind of trolly.
Yeah, which is fine. You know, Art's always kind of been like that,
fun.
but it really showed through. And it sets
I
up
remember watching like 20 minutes into the first one, and I was just by myself though.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta turn this off.
Yeah,
this is too much.
It was a lot. That's for sure.
It's just too much.
It was definitely a lot.
Sure, like I don't know.
It was good though. It was good to like
in a theater. It's probably better.
It was really fun. Like I've had so many good theater experiences this year.
Yeah.
Just like
Good
able to
movies
clap
this year.
and stand and shout and like I don't know.
Really good movies this year.
Yeah, horror has been doing so well. So I saw Terrifier 3. I let's see. Oh, I didn't get to even talk about this because it's been so long. Me and my wife Maya sold all our crafts and horror stuff at the Creepatorium, which is a little sellers event where we had like a booth and we were able to sell stuff off. And
Nice.
I sold some original block prints that I had, like the Godzilla one. I sold a couple other things. We made enough money to make it worth it. Not that is all that. I know. I mean, we were trying to do it, we also didn't expect to. You know, you're going out to sell your own art. It's like, what is this? What's the actual market for this? So it was cool to see like some of the stuff
Anything you make is good though.
And then just like having like a full like 8 hours of actually just being able to chill and sit by my wife was nice because we work opposite schedules a lot, and it just like it was nice to be able to just sit and chill.
Yeah.
And like kind of goof around and we like took little smoke breaks and stuff like like going and like eat. You know, it was goofy. We were like working together.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to do that. Yeah, like once a month. And then when we were there though, at the end of it, the people from Smile 2. So this is gonna come out. The Smile will be releasing, I think, this Friday, or like Sunday. I can't remember exactly when. We got pre-release tickets to go to a special showing for Smile 2 on like the 13th or something, like almost a week before it releases. So
like
they just
November
gave those
13th
to us.
or
Like this one.
Dude, it's the 14th today.
Oh no, then it's whatever it is, like the 25th. It's not.
Okay,
It's next. Like it's just
I
like
was like,
Thursday.
damn, that was yesterday.
It's like next like Thursday. Then I don't really know. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
23rd
it. Don't
maybe?
worry about it. Yeah.
yeah. That's all right. Just making sure. Just make
Like,
sure.
oh, I did.
yeah, like I
Damn,
just
I guess
want
I'll
to make
just
sure
go
you
when
didn't.
it opens up.
Yeah.
But it's cool to get those free tickets and just like say
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
up to like Paramount or whoever the fuck ran it. It was good. They were like, hey, we're here with like whatever company it was. It was like the actual studio.
That's
Kinda
cool.
silly. And then right
Super
before we
random.
left, it was as if that didn't like the tickets and getting paid there for some of our art was sick. And then they Emerald, the woman who like owns Horrid and like runs the whole thing, she came out with 2 tickets to Twin Temple for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
you guys
we
saw
went,
Twin
and that's
Temple. That's
Twin
fucking
Temple
rad,
for
dude.
the uninitiated. It's Satanic Doo-Wop. That was our 3rd time seeing them in like 3 or 4 years, so it's been really nice.
They're around here a lot.
I got a signed vinyl, which
Nice.
is sick. And I like got to. I didn't get to like shake their hand or actually meet with them, but they did like a meet and greet while the show was still going because they were like an opener for like an even bigger band, and so I like kind of stood close to them while they were doing their meet and greets.
Kinda
I
live
very
vicariously
nearly
through 'em.
got both of them to sign right here. I'm pointing to my lower tummy right now for the
Nice.
people. It'd be right here for the video.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the only part. That's so I can
Nice.
show my tummy off.
Yeah.
But I wanted to them both to sign it, then I would want to get it tattooed.
That'd
I was
be
like,
sweet.
maybe I start getting weirdo tattoos on, like signature
Yeah,
tattoos
fuck
on
it.
me. I
Fuck
don't know.
it.
That was like, and like, I don't know. I made Maya feel kind of bad because she was like, she thought that she couldn't do it. I don't know. She was like, she was sad because she didn't have the money on her, and like obviously I'd pay for her, but then she was like, I don't know. She was like, I don't know. It was funny. She was like kind of in a way trying to convince me to like wait until next time because also like I looked really shitty. You know what I mean? And it was like if I'm gonna get pictures with him and meet him, I'd like to look super hot probably.
You don't want to. You don't want to like look at the
Oh,
picture.
so
and
we
not be
plan.
like,
I
"Ew."
plan on on the fourth time I see him. Hopefully next year if they do another meet and greet. I'm trying to get their signatures on me and then get those tattooed on me.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
that was like the 3rd time they've been here like this year.
Yeah,
'Cause I remember you
yeah.
saw him, and I remember Tanner saw him a different time,
Mhm. But yeah.
and then you
they've
just
been
saw
around.
him again. Like,
So
they're hanging out.
They're doing like an opening show for I don't remember the name of the headliner, but it was this like German dude side project, and it just looked he was like in this like circus like BDSM gear. It looked like,
Nice.
and I told you they like near the end of the show they started like shooting like fish out of like an air cannon at
Yeah,
the audience,
stinky.
like raw fish. So we were kind of getting out of there at that point. They like were throwing pies at the audience at one point.
Nice,
The
that's fun.
there was
Fish pies.
the keyboardist had like 6 different keyboards around him and like a circle
Oh,
around
yeah.
him, and then there was a stripper pole in the middle.
Whoa,
And so they were like doing like it was insane, Dawson. And the
That's
keyboards,
cool.
they weren't like stationary, they were on like springs, so they were like moving back and forth as it was just like insane. The whole thing was nuts.
Yeah,
And we
I mean,
never
it's
heard
a
of 'em.
circus.
It was crazy. So that's and then I wanted to I guess that's basically horror this week.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the pod was duplicated as we talked about, which was horror for me. It's like, oh,
What the heck's going on?
yeah, what the hell is this? I had to like wait in line online
heck?
for like Spotify customer support to like tell me what the hell is this. They didn't have
That's
answers,
bizarre,
but
though.
I did convince the tech support person to follow
Yeah.
to help
Shouts
recuperate
out.
it. Yeah.
Hey, shouts out to
So
that
shout out
tech
to that
support.
guy. Yeah, what's that, buddy?
Yeah.
Email me for a
What up,
shirt.
dude?
I
No,
sent
we'll
in
get
the
a shirt
chat-
for you.
I sent in a chat that I'll give you a shirt, but the chat is already closed, so it didn't send through.
Yeah.
Hit
Hit the email.
hit
we'll
up
send you a shirt,
pumpkinhillradio
dude,
at
if you're checking it
gmail.com.
out.
Yep, pumpkinhillradio.
Shouts
at
out that guy.
gmail.com.
Shouts out Ohio too.
Shouts out Reynoldsburg. Oh, one other
Hey,
thing,
shouts
really
out
quick. I did
Ohio.
a guest spot at a different podcast.
Oh yeah,
I did a
yeah.
guest spot for like it was one of my first times.
Pretty
guesting.
busy week.
Yeah, I've been a busy boy.
Well, it's been like 2 weeks, I guess, since we recorded
Oh,
last.
don't tell the listeners. Not
Well,
making
I
me
mean-
look as good.
Whatever.
Yeah. I
Full
it's called,
disclosure.
it's called reactivators.
Oh, sweet.
Reactivators with an I, but it's one word. I don't know. It's like a weird improv title, but it was a video game comedy show.
Yeah,
I guess
you showed him the Sonic foot.
Yep, I showed them some Sonic pictures. They've loved. I mean, they already know about Sonic, but yeah, I scared them with some pictures. I
Here's a
talked
good picture.
all about Portal.
Here's a good pic.
Talked all about Portal and like
Portal's
the back
good.
rooms of it all, and I really just did like a whole like horror segment. I did like a segment of this show on their show, which was fun.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna those
Check 'em
two hosts. They're gonna try to jump on our show at some point too.
Yeah,
so
fuck yeah.
stay tuned for that. Probably in like a year or something. I don't know. We're busy these days, but
Yeah. I didn't make that one. I was sick as fuck that day.
yeah. You
I
were
was
sick as
really
fuck.
sick that
I was
day.
barely recovering. I made like a cocktail of different medications to like
I was
get me
fucked
good
up.
for 1.5 hours exactly.
I was
And like
beat, dude.
after
Yeah.
that recording, I was literally just like destroyed the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Never mind all that. That was all my energy.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't have anything.
Doss,
What else we got?
you want to get into the meat now?
What do we got? What do you got? What do you got?
Do you want to start with some Halloween origins or like the weird Enfield stuff? I'm good for either.
What's Tell me about Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. Let me scroll down because
I'm curious about Halloween.
For that one.
I feel like I hear a lot of different things about Halloween, and I don't really know if it's real or not.
All right, Doss. It's over 2,000 years ago, and you're
Nice.
hanging out.
BC.
And you're hanging out with ancient Celts.
We're in BC,
You're in Ireland.
Ireland.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. You're about
That's where
to
I'm from.
celebrate something called.
These are my people.
You're about to celebrate something called Samhain, which is
Mhm.
spelled Samhain. All right, Samhain is that marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of a dark, cold winter. Basically, the Celts and those older religions had two parts of the year. There was the light half and then the dark half, and this is celebrating the entering of the dark half of the year, the thinning of the veil.
Yeah.
And like I say, people keep on asking me and like saying, "Oh, Halloween, October must be your favorite holiday, your favorite time of year." And I love fall. I do love this time of year, but I really like the like November, December time because that's when the oldest folklore comes to pass, and that's when they like
yeah, like December into January,
Mhm.
it gets really nice.
Mm-hmm. So,
Fully
the
winter.
the ancient Celts believed that night was a boundary between the world and the spirit world, and so when it became darker for longer, it was becoming like paper thin. That's when ghosts, fairies, and all sorts of supernatural creatures would cross over and mingle with the living.
Well, yeah,
Right.
that's when the supernatural creatures can, because monsters only come out at night. When night's longer,
Yeah.
they're out for way longer.
Yeah.
They're getting into more. They're getting plans. They're, you know,
You have more time to scheme.
they're
when-
escaping a little
Well,
bit.
and just like
scheming,
and just the
getting locked in my room.
having a whole darker half of the year, basically. I mean, that's kind of
Yeah,
basically all that. All right, so
nice.
so then you're you're at Samhain, excuse me.
Mhm.
I'm just typed out like that. You're around this massive fire, and everybody's wearing costumes made of animal skins, right?
Nice.
That's so
classic.
that they could blend in with the wandering spirits, right, and
Nice.
avoid. That's like I think they do some of that stuff in other cultures too, but like that
Yeah.
the whole wearing a mask to like blend in. But this is 2,000 years ago. They're still like wearing costumes. All right, so that's not a new thing. All right?
No.
Those
We've been
those-
doing this.
Those Harley Quinn costumes from Suicide Squad that me and you both got. They've been wearing those for millennia. All right?
Yeah, my ancestors have been doing this for.
Okay, so things
All
are
time.
all good. Samhain is doing really well. You're communing with the afterlife and the thinning of the veil and all
Mhm.
that. And then the Christians come in, and they really start to mess with stuff. They throw something called All Saints Day on November
Yeah.
1st, which like kind of sucks all the life out of this. The end of this like
Right.
Samhain ceremony. They basically because they come in and just like rape and pillage the land basically, and like say this is the new holiday. So it's hard to get
Yeah.
hyped for your holiday when the next day is this like
Actually, this
this other
holiday.
thing. Yeah, right.
Actually, this holiday is better.
Yeah. So let's see.
It's like having your birthday on like the day before Christmas Eve.
But the thing is, people kept a lot of the Samhain traditions. So that's why we know about it today at all. Basically, is because they hold on to that shit. All right. Instead of leaving offerings for fairies, they leave soul cakes for the dead on these days. All right. Costumes stuck around too, and now we wear, what we wear now.
Now people are going around as M&Ms.
Yeah. Now we're all going on as M&Ms.
Yeah.
But let's so that's the thinning of the veil thing, right? This is across like a lot of different cultures though. It's from like the Celts, but really like in Mexico they celebrate Dia de los Muertos. That's where families welcome back souls of the deceased loved ones. That's a popular one. We all know that one. In Japan,
Yeah.
there's something called the Oban Festival. That's lighting lanterns to guide ancestral spirits home,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And China has something called the Hungry Ghost Festival. It's when the
Yeah.
good and not so good spirits roam the earth. Basically, every area just has this like this way to
Well, there's
talk through.
because there's All Saints Day, but there's also like All Souls Day,
yes, that's
which is like the day before or after.
I believe
that.
that's the one afterward.
It's like November 3rd or something,
2nd, I think. Yeah,
or November 2nd maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know what that's about, but
Well, when we get
I hear about it every year. Someone's like, "Oh, it's All Souls Day."
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what that
The
is.
hell are you talking about?
Um,
And I'm like, I gotta look into that. And I still haven't.
so like thinning in the veil. What does this mean? Well, it's great for like spirits, talking to your ancestors, psychic readings, like spiritual rituals. Basically, any of that kind of stuff is like you're gonna be able to dip in a little harder.
Mhm. Well,
Right.
from now until like the new year, is like you're just kind of ramping up your rituals so
Yeah.
you can have good fortune in the next year.
Yeah, so some rituals that you could do are you could like set up an altar for like for deceased loved ones, Polo Dia de los Muertos, and just get that stuff ready. Also,
It's
just
a good one.
you should probably just have something like that in your house already.
Yeah.
Like maybe not even an altar specifically for loved ones, but some kind of altar to
Just for whatever.
yeah, and then
Rub
you can
some
kind of
sage.
switch stuff in and out if you need.
Do
Yeah.
some sage smudging, you know.
Yeah. There's
Get your crystals out.
okay. Yeah, and like divination right now, any kind of like finding and like collecting and
Yeah.
that kind of on the paranormal side, which we did a little bit of on our investigation.
Mhm.
Do you know that that's like what bobbing for apples is like a part of? It's like a divination thing. It's almost like the same way as like reading tea leaves. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like the sway of it and like which one you grabbed, and like I guess that was like an old ass thing, right?
Nice.
It's bonfires for protection are really good
Yeah.
right now to set out.
This is a fire season.
Yeah, and then just leaving offerings out. The trick or treat, basically.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, jack-o'-lantern, fire season.
I carved pumpkins a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, I still need to get into that.
and the squirrels come and eat it. You know, you leave them out there. It's nice. It's good. It's an offering.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's a gourd,
that's-
you know? You're offering up a fruit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. There's like a huge offering part of this. There's a whole. So I'm kind of.
Really nice.
So this is like just setting up, but all these different cultures have these religions. All these different cultures have these ceremonies, and it kind of goes back to what I kind of pinpointed as like a trickster god element. It's
Mhm.
this literally trick or treat. I mean, it's kind of right there,
Trick or treat.
but it's going back. I always go to Loki because he's like kind of the one that everybody knows. There's a lot of different
Got
ones in
Prometheus
cultures,
out there
but they
too.
yeah, a lot of
Bit of a
these
similar thing.
they usually have these like horns like this, these like bending like they're even like Krampus is essentially just like a offshoot of a Loki like being. These a lot of times are like ancient fire like elementals. You know, we've talked about Loki being a fire elemental. We talked about his story of he goes against.
Well, the thing too is like people like this is like a time of year where you're like, especially closer to like Halloween and like into November is like when people like you rake up all your leaves and people just burn leaves.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a thing. It's like bonfire.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think like summers are like when you have bonfires. It's like more kind of in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you like stay warm. It's like nice, kind of bundle up, but you like put your hands out there. You get some hot cider.
Oh, it's so nice.
Ooh,
Bonfire
makes it
by like a
smaller.
cornfield. You know, that's
yeah.
something I've been to a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in front of a lake
Mm-hmm.
or by a river.
So there's this trickster god element. This, like I said, fucking trick or treat. Like you're going out there to like test
Well,
your
even
luck
just
on stuff.
just
So-
putting like a mask on and hanging out doing that is like
Yeah.
trickster.
Yeah, it is. It's
That's
all-
like what
so I have-
Loki's like a shapeshifter and
Yes.
shit. Like, come on
Yes.
now. We're all kind of doing that.
and even just this the fire in the jack-o'-lantern, even like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Like it's all these offerings.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find because I do have some.
Well, even just carving a face into like a pumpkin is like it's a little tricky, trickstery. You know,
Yeah.
that's another
Yeah.
like shape shifting.
Right. Yeah. Basically, it's like you're like the things
It's a
about like
manifestation of it all, yeah.
blurring lines between worlds. That's like a trickster thing. Yeah, encouraging people to like dress up and act differently. That's a
telling
trickster thing.
scary stories.
Yeah, feast and celebration along with solemn remembrance. Right.
Yeah.
There's like that's where the trickster god comes in, where it's like comedy and tragedy.
Well, it's the best
everything
time
in
of
one.
year to like really just take a walk and watch the leaves falling off the trees. The plants are kind of turning brown and decaying.
Mhm.
You just take a moment to be like, nice.
It's the changing of things.
Things, the cycle is coming to an end
Mm-hmm.
and to a restart,
Which
is you can
if you look at
it's a metaphor for everything. you
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
like
It's
that end
beautiful.
restart. I mean, that's like Ragnarok,
Mhm.
which like Loki basically starts in
Yep.
Norse tradition, and then that resetting of everything. And then we look at Loki's wife, Sigyn, who's this like
Yeah.
bull, like the bull aspect of it. She's like the offering bowl, and he's the fire within it, basically.
Yeah.
And you look at that, and it's like a pumpkin with
Yeah,
the light
like
in
a
it, with the
jack-o'-lantern.
like a bowl full of treats or tricks.
Yeah,
It's actually all wrapped up into one thing. But even a witch's like cauldron, that classic image, that's
got
like
the
it's
fire
like,
underneath it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has like something,
Some sort of potion in
some
there.
sort of potion or poison in there, and it's all just who knows. So just along with all this other stuff you can do on, as far as actual rituals and things to do to like help the thinning of the veil or to move that into something that might help you out in life, would probably be a some type of altar that is designated to Loki and Segan for this time of year. If you're trying to not just pray to like the Grim Reaper or some shit, like, or like, you know, like a Harley Quinn like costume, whatever, like
take it, even if you just take a moment, just like just sit there and be like, nice,
just breathe with it,
just let it happen,
burn
it's appreciation, you know what I mean? Like, you just appreciate, the trees are
just
changing.
like watch something bird for a little bit, like feed a
watching
fire for
like
a second.
You know, like one of my favorite things to do is I just sit and watch like birds come and eat the seeds off the sunflowers that are all dying. It's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
It's a great thing. Crows coming around. Crows kind of coming around a little more, getting some seeds too.
Yeah, I've been talking to crows a lot lately. There's
really
like some
nice.
outside the dumpster at one of my jobs.
Oh yeah, I know
How you
those
doing,
crows.
guys?
I know those crows.
How you doing, guys? All right, so
give them treats. They love
and we've
that
had
shit.
like full episodes on like Loki and these spirits like that. There's all kinds of ways to take that, but so I don't want to sit on that for too long. We want to talk more about this Halloween stuff. Now we don't usually do a true crimey stuff, but we do have just a list. I have a bunch of like real life chilling stuff that happened on Halloween.
What we
right?
got?
Do you want to know something? Harry Houdini died on Halloween.
I actually think I knew that.
Well, you probably did. I mean,
that's interesting. I mean, we've probably heard that fact.
The War of the Worlds broadcast.
Yeah.
1938. When people
that's
when they played War of the Worlds and people thought they were actually getting invaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened on Halloween. Right?
That makes sense.
Something called the poisoned pixie stick case. That's from 1974.
Is that where like your parents have to check your candy comes from?
Yeah. Well, turns out that 5 kids had cyanide-laced pixie sticks.
Damn, that's fucked up.
And something about collecting life insurance for their own son. That's why we don't cover true crime, because I don't need this kind of fucking...
that sucks.
And basically a lot of different murders. But I have a list of also paranormal things that happened on Halloween. Man. Well, there's the Bell Witch Prophecy in 1820. This happened in Adams, Tennessee. Okay, have you heard of the Bell Witch at all? That's like a famous American ghost. We'll talk about her sometime.
Okay, cool.
Allegedly promised to return in 107 years after her last appearance, which would be fall on Halloween 1935.
Oh shit!
All right,
it's coming up. It's like 10 years from now.
1935.
Yeah. Okay.
100 years ago.
Okay. So So she's not coming 100 years from that. So from like
maybe she comes 100 years after everything. Nothing really happened.
She come again in 10 years? About?
So people are kind of trying to pinpoint if anything happened on the 1935. See if she actually came back.
I want to know.
But also, okay, we talked about Harry Houdini for a second. He was like totally into this, like not into it. He was into disproving spiritualist stuff in the spiritualist movement. And so he has like a pact that he, if it were possible to come back, he would really try to contact from beyond. And there's basically something just called Houdini seances that happen on most Halloweens that people just try to like talk and see if they can get him. Maybe we can try to do something like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'll be on a plane to Greece. I'll be trying to talk. I'll look out my window, try to see if Houdini's out there flying next to my plane.
Here's something. There's a haunted screening of The Exorcist in 1973 on Halloween. All right, this was in Rome's Metropolitan Cinema.
Oh,
led
fuck
to
that,
mass hysteria.
Yeah, you don't want to watch The Exorcist in Rome.
Yeah, some reported seeing
Terrifying.
shadow figures and hearing unexplained noises during the screening.
Yeah, probably summoned a bunch of demons.
And they got a lot of other stuff
here,
but this is also the famous Enfield poltergeist came in. What the hell is this? I don't want to. I'm not talking about Enfield stuff right now. Well, and also just like cryptid sightings are like through the roof. Obviously, people are like, there's like a hysteria to it. People are out. People are feeling weird. People are seeing masks and shit.
The shadows get longer.
Yeah, but there's like every single Wendigo, Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, Mothman, Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, they basically all have way more sightings on Halloween. Which, I mean, maybe it's just, I'm here to
Kids
say,
in outfits, but
I'm here to
I don't
say
know,
that
man.
thin as veil is thin, and I mean, yeah, that
Monsters are out to play.
Yeah, the monsters out to play. And,
Monsters come out to play on Halloween.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
and so yeah, I don't want to crowd this whole thing with Halloween content, basically because there's two more weeks of it left, and I think we're gonna have some other stuff. I want to talk about Sleepy Hollow a little bit in the future. Maybe we talked about the Headless Horseman last year. I kind of want to do a
We can get back into that
resurgence
again.
of it. Yeah, part
Bring
2
that
on
back up again. I love the Headless Horseman shit.
But do you want to dig into? Oh, we also have a very long listener email that we got that we're going to dig into at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
So stick around for that if you've been waiting. If somehow you heard and you've been heard about it before this and you've been waiting, we will talk about that a lot about demons. But I did want to get into Southern Illinois.
Let's get into
the
it.
most haunted place on earth, apparently. No, well, just okay. So
It's a haunted place on earth for sure.
So the Enfield Horror, also called the Enfield Monster, is a cryptid that was reported in Enfield, Illinois, in the 70s. All right, it's a small, bizarre-looking creature with about 4 to 5 feet tall, with 3 legs though. All right, it's got 3 legs, short arms, and clawed hands, and glowing eyes. So any further than this, I do want to say this is like this is very peculiar for like biology, for zoology to have something to have 3 legs. There's really no. It reminded me of.
Does this have 2 arms though?
Yeah.
Weird.
What it reminded me of a little bit, not really at all. Just the 3-leg thing was like the Striders from Antarctica. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
These like other like just. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen some videos of like weird ghostly things that look like it's only 3 legs.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing above it. It's just like walks in this like weird 3-legged like pattern. I don't know. So it doesn't make sense.
So I don't know what that is really, but it's okay. So it's reported to have grayish slimy body, and it made a loud shrill cry. So
Terrible.
Sightings occurred over a few days in April 1973, with the most notable witness being Henry McDaniel. All right, McDaniel claimed to shoot this fucking thing.
Damn.
All right. This was in a small town population of about 700. Yeah, and the report suggested that it was aggressive, and it apparently was attacking a young boy.
Oh shit.
And later charged at McDaniel. The local sheriff's office did receive calls about the creature and filed reports, so there's a little bit of documentation on the incident, like as far as paperwork goes, but obviously no pictures or anything.
Yeah.
And then a group of searchers, because it was being reported for a few days, a group of people went out, led by someone named Rick Rainbow.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Good name.
And
Very cool name.
Rick Rainbow is the news director of the WWKI radio station.
Sounds about right.
Fellow radio station. What's up from Pumpkin Hill? Yeah, Rick Rainbow went out and tried to see this thing. They apparently there was some plaster casts made of this. It was an unusual 3-toed footprint.
3 toes, 3 legs.
3-toed, 3 legs. Current whereabouts of this plaster? Unknown.
Oh shit!
Right.
Where'd that go?
We don't know. There's also Henry McDaniel did a small little audio interview. I'm not gonna play that, but he described his encounter, and he just has that like weird, there's that tenor in his voice that's like,
yeah.
I just hear a lot of people saying their stories, and it's like when they get to that like winded like panic
what
state.
The fuck?
I don't know what that is.
Something was there, and you probably don't believe me.
Yeah,
kind of a tone.
And then so I said he claimed to shoot this thing, and then so we don't have a body. Sadly, the Enfield Monster is unknown whereabouts right now.
Just took a bullet.
But there are reports that there's actually marks on McDaniel's porch from like a ricochet of the bullet.
Oh, so it like bounced off?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing where it
force field? Is this like a force field? Is it
that
tough?
We talked about Also One.
Yeah.
We talked about the man that it was Also One is a very strange alien case or something, some kind of sort of an abduction case where a man and a bunch of caribou all got abducted at the same time, or elk or something.
Oh.
But he did in that case, the man described shooting, and the bullet seemed to like meet some sort of wall in the air and like slide down slowly and like just fall down.
It was like the smashed bullet kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then it was like the casing was inside
he
out.
had the casing. Yeah, he still had the
Casing was just
fully
inside out.
Yep, thanks for remembering.
Shit's fucked up, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of what reminded me of. They're like shooting a cryptid.
Yeah,
So weird.
yeah.
I have more reports here
It's
after
like
the
an
break. Come on back.
energetic force field. Yeah.
All right, and we're back. Sorry for that little break. I just had to check on a few things and pee. But Dawson, I was a little bit wrong in the report there.
Well, okay.
He
Okay.
shot at
Fact
it.
check.
He shot at it 4 times
4 times.
and
okay.
claimed to have hit it. So it's not like the other one where he saw it slow down. It's not like the also one case where the bullet slowed down in air. He hit it, but he said that it sounded like the bullet hit concrete.
Okay. So it
So-
definitely hit something very solid.
Yes.
Something dense. Not a hollow, like, can. Not a hollow, like, anything. Just a solid brick wall.
Yeah. And then he said the
Okay.
thing hissed like a wildcat and leapt off, covering 50 feet and 3 jumps.
Jesus Christ.
All right. That's the Enfield
But
Horror.
it's not a wild cat.
No. Even though he described it as a wildcat's hiss,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
it was. Could have been a 3-legged cat.
I mean, it seems like this guy would probably know what a wild cat looks like.
Yeah. He's just got
It's got like 2 arms and 3 legs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then, like I said, there's
I don't know. It'd have to be wild.
a few days after that sighting, the 10-year-old boy allegedly was attacked by the creature, matching the same description.
So
Right.
what color was this thing?
Grayish, kind of slimy
Grayish,
gray.
okay.
Slimy gray, it says. So this
Slimy
so that's
gray.
interesting though. Okay, just a few days later,
It's like a
some
swamp.
other little kid basically reports being attacked by it. What do you make of that? Like, I mean, I'm sure that there was some bit of that like news going around town. It's a small town.
Yeah, but
But it's like, I don't know if it would make it that fast around town to just like a little boy. I don't know. That's like a lot of like word of mouth, like back and forth. Like it is. It's not like it would have been. I don't think it would have been like in the news yet.
no, that I don't think that was like a. I think something like that happens, and it like takes a while for that to like become a news story.
Yeah, it apparently scratched the kid's feet, and then
Because the guy probably didn't go to like the press about it.
no, I
Probably
don't
like
think so.
reported
There was
like
the
a police
reports,
report.
but like those don't go out to like the
No,
public right away.
those have to get like written
Yeah.
up and done. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna take like a week at
So the
least.
thing
Back in those
scratched
days,
the kid's feet, while the kid kicked it away. Kid fucking kicked it apparently.
damn.
Yeah.
And just I also don't know how police reports get reported to like a news at all. I'm just kind of.
I also don't know.
I imagine it takes a little more time,
Yeah, a few days.
especially in like a small town. Like I don't know.
That's why I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like maybe
Maybe.
it was a separate occurrence that wasn't brought on by anything.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
not. I don't think the kid like heard. I don't know if he like overheard his parents like laughing about something the night before. I feel like maybe he just saw this thing.
Because it was what, like 4 days later?
It's just a few days later. I
A few
think maybe
days
it was
later,
1 or
yeah.
2,
I mean,
one couple.
it could
claimed to have
happen, but I don't know, man.
yeah, a different couple claimed to have seen it pass, go over the highway when they were in front of their car. All right, there was that group from the WWKI radio station. They described they saw it. They described seeing it when they showed their flashlights on it. The creature made a loud noise and a
terrible.
shrill cry and bounded off into the darkness. So another like bounding things. Like it's described again as like leaping away, which is just odd, right? And then Sheriff Roy Posher Jr. investigated the sightings finally. While initially skeptical, he was quoted as saying, "There's something out there. I don't know what it is, but I know it's there."
I mean, I'm sure he just talking to these people who have like reported this.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like
the sheriff's office
something's going on.
received numerous calls about the creature during that period. All right. Yeah. And then
So something was around there.
okay, at the same time, some locals reported seeing a white van with New Jersey's license plates in the area shortly after the sightings began. Some people were speculating that it was like an escaped exotic pet or a government experiment. I don't know what exotic pet has 3 legs, so I'm going with the government
I have no
experiment
idea
now.
what kind of animal that ever existed would match that description.
Yeah.
So I'm going animal human hybrid government experiment.
Yeah. Because
Alien hybrid government
okay, yeah,
experiment.
let's go into the UFO cases nearby, all right? In
Yeah.
1973, same year, less than 100 miles south of Enfield, there was a significant flap of UFO sightings. Multiple witnesses reported seeing strange lights and crafts over several nights, with some sighting involving objects landing in fields.
Yeah. Is
All
this? Are there any crop circles with this?
Nothing that I saw, but I'm sure.
I'm sure there's some reportings.
You know, you don't always see crop circles because nobody's flying over it. You don't get the pictures usually.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like a lot of the time it's probably like I mean, there's some like big circles, like a farmer like goes through their field and they're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Even then, yeah, it's hard to like gauge what the hell that is.
Who knows when that even happened then at that point?
1973, same year, about 100 miles northwest of Enfield, there were multiple UFO sightings reported in Belleville throughout the year. They included reports on strange lights and disc-shaped objects. All right. Same year, 1973, in November, just a few months after the Enfield Horror sightings, there were significant UFO events in Carbondale, Illinois, about 70 miles southwest of Enfield. All right, multiple witnesses, including police officers, reported seeing a large glowing object hovering over the town. Even the police were seeing this stuff.
Yeah. No, like this is in the 70s.
Yep, all in 73. All
yeah,
in
dude,
South
because
Illinois.
that's kind of when the that one in Wisconsin is a similar thing like that, where there's like thousands of people like witness this thing.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Then we get the I-70 UFO chase. This is in 73. This is in October of 73.
Damn.
Like 51 years ago then. There was a famous incident where police officers from multiple jurisdictions chased a UFO along Interstate 70 in Illinois and Indiana. All right. That's fucking weird as fuck. What does that even mean? They chased one? And then in Lawrenceville, Illinois, about 40 miles northeast of Enfield, there was notable UFO sightings in January of 73. Yeah. A police officer reported seeing a large, bright object hovering over the town. A lot of just like straight up police officers reporting this shit.
Well, this is
sounds like everybody. There's literally 4 different police officers seeing and chasing this.
This
thing.
is the early 70s too.
Yeah.
So, also one was also like what 71, 1971.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you're right. In Montana.
Yeah.
Not even too.
There's like there was like things going on around then.
Yeah.
A lot of weird shit happening.
So yeah, let's talk about the possible DUMBs, which are deep underground military bases and stuff. Because we're not done yet. There's something called Little Egypt. This is an underground complex that is, some claim that it's a vast underground complex beneath the southern Illinois region. All right? Okay. Little Egypt, right? Roughly triangulated between the cities of Cairo, Marion, and Mount Vernon. It's said to house secret military installations. All right, which possibly include things like, this is just all hearsay at this point, but yes, secret government, research laboratories, alien collaboration sites, continuity of government facilities in case of nuclear war, storage for exotic weapons and experimental aircrafts.
Well, have you ever heard of the guy Phil Schneider?
Yeah.
Seen those videos of him talking about it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But this is all, so I'm just saying this is all these things are in the same area in about 1 year. All these things I just said, all right, but it's about in 1 year. Some locals of the southern Illinois region claim there's an extensive network of underground tunnels connecting various sites across southern Illinois. All right. Some are linked to coal mining operations that have been repurposed. And then there's just, with that coal mining, there's just a presence of naturally occurring caves. So it's like, that's evident that there could be underground structures just built up in there without having to dig.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then on top of that, official sources consistently deny the existence of any such facilities, which is just par for the course for DUMBs and anything like that.
I mean, what Area 51 is like still not. Yeah. Maybe it like just recently was like, yeah, this is a place, but it was always denied as even existing as a place. Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Even though everyone knew it was a thing for fucking 40 years.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
So if we know about it,
we
now,
know DUMBs are
no.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, they can say there's not.
Officially, they're just denying it until it's like too late for any of it to matter.
So we're not done with like the paranormal weirdness yet. That's all happening around there. Besides all that, like I said, there are like literally 500 different reports of something with glowing eyes and hairy, more of like a Bigfoot looking thing. But that's just in that same ilk. Like, what the hell is this? Like, so many reports, all from about 70 to 73, and then just looking at like the Native Americans in the area, like we've been doing for all these things, looking at their culture. There's a lot of different things going on there. There's a lot of different cultures. Yeah, there's the Shawnee, the Cherokee, the Kickapoo, the Miami, the Chickasaw, a lot more. Here's something though. I
know the Ojibwe have a similar like folklore of like a Bigfoot type thing with like glowing like blonde hair or something. It's like fiery red hair.
Yeah,
or
you were
something,
saying
know?
that. Yeah, which kind of almost connects
Similar
back
thing.
to it. You were saying almost like a floating head
The
thing.
floating head
Or
almost.
if you just see this,
Or like the fiery floating head. I don't know.
Maybe you just saw,
You just saw it the right way.
dark body and a very light hair.
Or it might just be a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well.
Yeah.
So everyone's seeing this shit.
So the Cherokee groups moved into southern Illinois in the 18th century as they were fleeing conflicts in the Eastern Territories. But really, what I also was, this is where some of the Trail of Tears went through.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So if you're talking about just like literally blood soaking the land and like like psychic tattoos and trauma over like a location, what are you doing down there?
Just scratching this.
This might be grabbing his stuff down there. I don't know.
I got crumbs or something on this chair.
Just to stack everything on top of it. This is really just a weird case study on South Illinois. I don't know how I got here with it, but started with Enfield Horror, and then it just went into every other cryptid possible, into dozens of UFO sightings, literally police chasing UFOs, into possible multiple DUMBs, underground military bases. One called Little Egypt. Look into that. Right, and then on top of all that, there's also this history of like intense trauma and like persecution of indigenous people there, which we talk about like sacred and void magic. That's gonna really just that's gonna really hurt some stuff.
You gotta wonder if they're like connected in any way,
Yeah, well, that's why I'm laying it all out
you
here.
massacre people
for the people to decide,
over a whole area, and then you like have this like it's like sets the stage. It's like this like. Chess moves, you set it up so you can create these other like things to summon these other things to do like experiments on these other things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's
shit.
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of moving parts there for sure.
That's just that's
no, yeah, you got it.
You know me, I'm
because then there's also the Cherokee have something called the Nunnehi. That's Nunnehi. Nunnehi, excuse me, that it was L. Which is this legend of spirit people who live in the mountains. Which I don't know, that just goes along with I just like as far as things in that area then. And also something called stick Indians, which a lot of different Native American cultures have. These are just mysterious, often mischievous forest spirits.
Stick Indian.
So there's this.
It's like a lot of those cave drawings of like weird stick figures and shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, I've heard. How are you feeling about all that? I just threw a bunch of shit at the wall basically because I just kept on finding things about this one location in this 1 year, and I think you could do that for a bunch of locations in a bunch of years. But it is like, whenever you hear,
so it just reminds me too of like people are like, oh, there's not enough like evidence of UFOs
like
or
someone shooting
Bigfoot or any of this, and it's like I don't know what you're talking
about. There's literally so many reports.
Seems like every week we have some kind of story.
Fucking reports.
And these are like stories from 50 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like now they are being reported, and either they're being dampened so you can't see them, or they're just out there. It's just a Reddit post, or like whatever it is.
You just have to find it. It's like it's enough of this shit happening. Like enough like videos and pictures from you.
Or you just hold it in at this point because it's like
there's something going on.
This? Yeah. So that's my
I don't know.
That's my presentation on Southern Illinois. Everybody listen to there. What's up? Let me know what you think about all that. Before we get out of here, do we want to just go over? I don't know if we need to read that whole.
The guy
email. Do you want to read the email, or what do you think?
We could say that for the next time too, but that whole write up on demons.
Yes. Okay, we'll save it for next time.
Save it next time. Yeah. We can really get into that one and like.
We'll do some
other UFO
demon stuff. Yeah.
We'll get into it.
Because yes, if you're a listener, and if you're this far in this episode, you definitely are. Go ahead and send any kind of paranormal story, any kind of event that you want to know about or you want to learn about to pumpkinhillradio@gmail.com, because we've been getting reports, and we've been I mean the whole 2 episodes ago we did a whole thing on, but I think like the episode before that's Kava was a whole listener submitted idea. Oh yeah,
it was like most of that.
Yeah, and then there's a few coming up. There's like we have one on the Oakville Bob coming up that somebody suggested specifically. Yeah. So we have things for you. We'll help you out if you want to hear something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so send it in. Don't be shy. Because next week we will be covering that. Somebody sent in. They were very concerned about demons and demons being real. So we're going to go over that with.
Started with like just to preface like.
And I don't even mean to say that in like a.
I don't have schizophrenia. I've never been diagnosed.
Yeah.
It's not what this is.
So we're going to go
into. Because it's easy. Like, I'm sure he's like heard that when like he like tells a story. People are like, oh, you're probably schizo.
Yeah.
And it's like,
so you have to
when you just know you're not, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like you And like for us reading that, like that as the first line of something, you're like, okay, guy, what are we doing here?
We're
But it's
getting
like
into
like to have to put that in text means that you've
You
like,
gotta-
been confronted by this so
gnarly
many times
story
and
coming
people-
up too. Yeah.
So
Which I take all that. Even if you're like, yeah, I am schizophrenic, but this is what I'm seeing. I'm like, well, that's like something. You're just seeing more than the rest of us.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
just see. Yeah, we dig into that too.
But
I don't know.
Yeah,
so
we
that's
can
kind
get
of been South Illinois and Halloween thinning of the veil.
yeah.
All the way up to the Trickster God stuff. So try to tie it back in there. And that old fire spirit, light a fire sometime. You're going to like it.
Yeah.
You know, just
Burn
good for
some
your soul.
leaves. Look into it.
Thoughts, you want to start closing out here?
Yeah, we
This
got
might be like a minute or two shorter than the last. Hey, that's fine. We've earned a 10-minute break here because the last 3 episodes have been like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So
yeah.
if you want more content, go to
Yeah,
our
yeah,
Patreon.
yeah.
We have a bonus episode every single month, plus a bunch of other cool content. We have like book readings. I got stickers. There's digital and physical versions of the short story that I published. Email us
kinds of
yourself,
crap.
pumpkinhillradio@gmail.com.
Yeah. Check it out on Threads.
Yeah, tell your friends and tell your friends to rate us, and you can rate us. All right.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Check out the Etsy for pins, prints, and more. That's pumpkinhillradio.etsy.com.
Probably throw a Threads post out there, see if we get some more stories for next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, we
you
can
know,
we can
see
do a
what's
listen,
up.
we can do a whole listener story next week.
Whatever.
And then on the Etsy, use code SECRET for 25% off of orders of $25 and more. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I think
hell
we're feeling
yeah.
fine here.
Yeah, I mean,
thanks
I
for
feel good
listening.
with that. That was a good
Thanks for
episode.
watching. If you're watching, I'm sure the video was just
Getting
stupid.
back to a
We're
normal
gonna get-
episode
we're gonna-
on video.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we've been doing this for like an hour and a half at this point. We just had a lot of technical difficulties for the
Yeah.
first like 3 intros we did.
Yeah, so y'all are actually like,
So-
I'm not gonna leave in this stuff. We're just like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on?
Yeah, just freaking out.
Yeah.
System overload a
Mhm.
lot.
But it's good to get back in the studio with you, Doc.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
been a
nice.
while.
It's
Yeah,
good.
like the last one was the Enfield Horror. But
That was
it
really scary.
And it was.
I was exhausted. I think just that was part of getting sick too.
Yeah,
just
just
being
fully
exhausted,
exhausted.
spiritually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Fuck, man. I'm like still like tired from that.
But yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's good. Yeah, we'll get back in here soon, and hopefully everybody comes back and joins us. This has been Pumpkin Hill Radio. I am Travis Wormwood. That's Dawson Trailer. Till next time. Bye.